quality of cricket this team has played over the last 5 years across all formats. The performances are there for everyone to see. When you perform in that fashion, where you go across the globe, across all formats and beat teams, then you know you're part of one great cricket team. And I'm not saying a great cricket team India, I'm saying one of the great cricket teams in the history of the game. Because if you look at those kind of performances, they don't happen often. You got to have a bunch of players who are fit, hungry, fearless, have the quality, have the belief, and then to stay fit so that you can play those 5 years together and go across the globe and perform everywhere. I mean, if you look at, if you want the real highlights, nothing beats Australia. England, we are up in the series. It'll be the longest time we'll be up in the series, till next year. I might be commentating on that game, for all you know. But I'll keep that 1 year, it feels good. But white ball everywhere. You beat West Indies in the West Indies, you've beaten Sri Lanka and Sri Lanka, good team. So all round, it's been fabulous. Yes, we are disappointed with the result in the first 2 games here. And let's be honest, I'm not here to make any sort of excuses. We lacked the daring in the second game against New Zealand. I know the toss was important. And as you've seen in the last 3 games, how important it is. And I do feel it will continue to be important, though not as much now as the weather has cooled down a bit. But still, so it's something for the boys to learn, and they'll get an opportunity again next year. Because not often you have World Cups in 12 months. So hopefully, they'll go and kick some butt there. We actively worked toward this thing. We wanted trust in that dressing room. That's the only way you can get each other's back. We needed communication. We needed no finger pointing, at each other. We needed the word "I" to be thrown into the dustbin, and the word "we" coming in, and created a culture that had to be obeyed and followed. And with Virat leading the way, I mean, he's been one of the great ambassadors for the games, especially when you look at red ball cricket, the way he's embraced it. And it's allowed other players in the team to follow suit. You got to give credit where it's due. So it's a team culture which was impressed upon the team to follow, and they followed it to the hilt. They played fearless cricket around the globe. This team, there are a lot of players in this team who play all 3 formats of the game. And in the last 24 months, they've been home for 25 days. I don't care who you are. If your name is Bradman, if you're in a bubble as well, your average will come down. Because you're human. This is not where something you just put petrol in the backside and then expect the guy to move on, in overdrive. It doesn't happen that way. So I think it's tough times. That's why I say, in life, it's not what you accomplish. It's what you overcome. Everyone was free to speak. No one was treated as a junior. There was no senior and junior on this side. Everyone had the freedom to express himself. And I think it's been one heck of a journey for me, personally. I know it's my last day in the dressing room. I just spoke to the boys. But I'd like to thank the BCCI, for giving me this opportunity, believing that I could do the job. And, I wish the coach coming after me all the luck. And I must thank in this also, all the committees that were there in picking me as the coach, including, Vinod Rai and his team for some time, the COA. So I'd like to thank all of them because they were all part of the journey. But one man I'd like to give special mention to. His name is N. Srinivasan. He was the man who insisted that I do this job in 2014. In fact, I didn't have the belief I could do this job. He seemed to have more belief in my ability than I had. And I hope I haven't let him down. So if, sir, you're listening, I got the opportunity and I did my work without any agenda. I call him the guru of that department, and him and Sridhar have done an outstanding job. But I'll come first to Bharat Arun. He's been in the coaching space for almost 20 years now, if not more. And not only that, he's coached a lot of coaches. He's conducted a lot of courses, he's certified a lot of coaches, and then come to do this job. And that's the prime reason I picked him, because I wanted to pick people from my stable, which is the NCA, right? And I happened to be the chairman there for some time when a system was put in place. And that's the time guys like Sridhar and Arun came into the fold with Dave Watmore there, And his, I think, biggest plus point is his ability to communicate with the bowlers. He will not change anyone's technique for the sake of it unless he has a solution or unless he explains to the guy why he should do it. No, for the sake of doing it, he won't. He instilled professionalism in a unit by his communication skills to let them know that this is what we expect from a bowling team, not a bowling individual. Now, that is not easy. So that is something specific that he did. He ensured that happened. And then I'll go to Sridhar, who I think is one of the best fielding coaches in the world. He is outstanding. All I had to tell him was, I want this to be one of the best Indian fielding sides ever. That was my diktat to him, and I said in every match I want to see the bar raised. There was no messing around. It had to be done. And similarly with Arun, as far as professionalism came to bowling as a unit. It took time, but it happened. Hence the result. I think it's not such a bad thing because of the bubble and because of the amount of cricket being played. The players need to be rotated around and given the space they need to spend some time with their families, see their parents. Because like I say, when a guy doesn't go home for 6 months, he might have his family with him, but if he's got parents and other family and you don't get a chance to see them, it's not easy at all. So I think it's not such a bad thing. And I think in Rohit, you've got a very capable guy. He's won so many IPLs. He's the vice captain of this side. As far as the T20 team goes, I think we'll always have a strong team. We might have not won this World Cup, but I think going forward, you'll continue to have a very strong team because the IPL throws a lot of young players, into the mix. And Rahul will have his own ideas on how to take this team forward, and I see it still being a very good team. Very emotional because I've been part of this team for 7 years. They're a great side. I'm telling you, you don't say that too often. It's one of the great sides to have played, cricket at the highest level in the history of the game when you look all round. So let's not take anything away from that. And for me to be part of that journey with the boys and for the boys to respond and raise the bar in that fashion, leaves you going from the dressing room emotional, but a very proud man.